All right, what's up, guys? You already know what it is. We are back for another episode of the Laymans Project with your boy Tuff and Franzo, who's going to bring in our guest.
Man, catch me sipping my Guinness there, yes, I wasn't
Nothing
ready.
wrong with that.
Sangeeta Maharaj is a registered physical therapist with a BSc in physical therapy from University of West Indies, Mona. She is currently also pursuing her MSc in physical therapy. She has been practicing for approximately a year and a half now and has established her own physical therapy practice called the Laymans Physiotherapy Clinic in Laymans, San Fernando.
Original. I like it.
Sangeeta, welcome
Thank you
to
for
the
having
Laymans
me.
Project.
Thank you. Good to be here.
The working day is done. Oh, girls, they wanna have fun. Oh, girls just wanna have fun. Wanna have fun, girls. Wanna have.
So, Sangeeta, thank you for joining us in the C-suite tonight.
Oot, oot. Big up 519 every time.
Big up 519 every time. So, unlike most, I think every single one of the episodes we've had so far, I don't actually know you that well.
Okay, well, who
Like
are
every-
you? What are you
Right.
doing
Yeah,
here?
so-
right.
So, I met Sangeeta when my wife had to visit a physiotherapist for an injury. And is actually the wife of a student of mine at Pointe-a-Pitre Taekwondo. Shout out.
Franz forgot your name, but that's cool.
No, I just don't want to call people's names.
Okay, all right, sorry.
What? Anyway, and like you call people name while in
Yeah,
stories
but
all the time.
I just realized that now.
and I don't, so I try not
Franz,
to.
discretion.
Discretion. Anyway, and just so happened that I got her reference from the wife of a student of mine at Pointe-a-Pitre Taekwondo, and the Laymans Physiotherapy Clinic is around the corner from my house. So like, right, well, I just heard about this person. We're gonna go, and it was a remarkably thorough exam and prognosis. She's doing well. Thanks for asking. You didn't actually ask, but she's recovering. And yeah, so that's so.
Because I
unlike-
saw Danny just the other day and she was fine, so I thought this was like a while ago.
Well, that's true. Now this
type
was
of
like
thing.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah, about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I mean, well, that's still fairly recent.
Yeah.
I'm glad that Danny's, recovered thanks to Sangeeta.
Yeah, your concern is
Wait,
your concern is palpable.
way to put me on the spot. Thanks. I like it.
So yeah, so unlike just about every other guest we've had, I don't actually know you that well. So this is a learning experience for everybody. Unlike me just prompting questions that I already
Not
know the
just me.
answers to.
Right.
So we'll start at the beginning. How did you become interested in the field of physiotherapy?
Okay, so I was a former national swimmer. I swam for Trinidad and Tobago, and while I was across there, I tore my tendon. It was about an 8 millimeter tear, and that put me out of swimming, so I couldn't recover from it.
So while you were across where and which tendon?
Okay, so I was in Puerto Rico and I just stretched funny. I knew something happened. I mean, I didn't know then anything about physical therapy, but I knew something felt off, and it's my supraspinatus tendon. So the muscle responsible for just taking your hand above your head, that was torn completely.
Eek.
Yeah,
Oh, the pain.
yeah.
What kind of stress you was doing? What?
I think when you're young, you just stretch. You do crazy stretches. So it's not like the normal. So somebody just put both my hands behind my back and just started to bounce it,
Oh, that doesn't
And
sound like a
Oh,
good
yes,
idea.
that doesn't
yes.
sound like a good idea at all.
At
No,
all, no.
and that's exactly why
Because
they
if
did it.
if you resist in that position, you're gonna,
Yeah.
you know what you might do? You might tear your supraspinatus
Exactly.
off the bone.
Exactly.
I mean, if you do it slowly, your system, has enough time to like expect and whatever, but like rapid succession, like
No, not even that. But if she resists the
yeah.
stretch.
Yes.
Because remember, she doesn't have enough time to fully relax. So.
Exactly. And physical therapy was not a thing when I was younger, so it wasn't a big thing. So it's not like, oh, the physical therapist comes in and they warn you about
I'm
stretches.
really curious now.
Yeah. So after that happened,
You want to call out the name of the person who is stretching you and tore you?
No.
I don't think I could put that. I should
No,
put them on the
definitely don't do that.
spot.
What I'm curious about is because
Vaughn would do that.
she keeps saying like when I was younger. So in my head I'm like, all right,
much younger?
Just have to ask.
Okay, so this was about 12 years ago. So I retired from swimming maybe like 10 years ago. So I'm fully retired.
You don't look like a retiree at all. That is amazing.
It's
Wow.
it's an old joke from season 1 that Vaughn and I are very old. So you're
Oh,
you're
Lord.
very young still.
Titan put a stop to that though.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. Big up,
He saved us
big
all.
up, grandfather Titan. Titan, just so that you know, Titan was certified as a personal trainer in the 1900s.
Yeah.
What?
It's true. 20th century stuff.
Jeez.
He's kept up with it,
Right.
but he was originally certified in the late 1900s. Big up yourself, Nicholas.
Big of Titan.
Right.
So you injured
damaged
yourself terribly,
Right.
and then
So then I went on my journey. So I went by a sports doctor, Dr. Gopi Singh, in Port of Spain. And he
So
said,
now
"Sang-
we're bigging up people.
But
Okay.
yeah, because he's amazing, right?
Alright.
He's
Right.
he's the sports
Big up
doctor for
you,
the
man.
CPL. Big up Mr. Gopi Singh.
Okay,
Dr.
every
Gopi
time.
Singh. Yeah, and he was like, you have to do physical therapy or else you have to do surgery. So pick one. And so I was like, okay, there lies the physio journey, and I spent 3 years doing physiotherapy. And by the end of it,
you
I
spent
did
3 years rehabbing your shoulder.
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
And he said, listen, Sangeeta, there's no other alternative besides surgery. So take it as long as you need it, and then let's check in every year. By the end of year 3, it was completely healed. Completely.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have been dealing with my shoulder the wrong way my entire life.
Just lifting heavier.
No, I would I would rest it for like, you know what? I wouldn't raise my arms up this week as much, and next week I'll check and see how, my shoulder feeling it's like roulette. Some days it's like cool, yeah, great. And then other days like, oh no.
Not today.
Should have.
I have a little I'm almost sure it's an impingement here, and I'll go by my massage therapist, big up Nikki,
Big up you,
and
Nikki.
it'll do a little dance, like she'll press a spot and it'll just go, whoop, and then it'll release and like, oh, that feels better, and then
Yeah.
I'll go and mash it up doing burpees or something again.
Man, if Nikki does that for me, I swear I'll take care of my shoulders. Like, I'll be good.
No, you should go by Nikki.
I
Big up
definitely-
Nazi as well. I
I
have several,
definitely will.
and Steve. I have a lot of massage therapists that I've been to.
Well, yeah, but I'm going to try Nikki because we actually
Gonna
know
have
each
her
other,
on.
and we are going to
Soon.
spoil the surprise.
This season is a lot of physical people. So it took 3 years to rehab your shoulder, and the experience sort of, I guess, opened your eyes to
The possibility
the
of
wonderful world of
yeah.
physiotherapy.
Yeah, but I actually didn't go straight into physio. I went into med school first, and I was like, right, maybe I need to be a doctor, right? I don't know how to do this physio thing. How do I become a physio? So I did med school.
Let me just be a nuclear physicist because
And
I
say-
like looking at, documentaries on YouTube.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly. I was just like, how do you do it? Oh, you become a doctor? Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
And you just went and
And I just
became
went
a
to
doctor.
med school. No, I did not.
Okay.
I didn't complete it.
All right, no worries.
But I ended up there eventually,
Admirable still.
right? Even though I was a little older, that's okay. So I did it, graduated, and then here I am.
Okay. Yeah.
So you skipped over something that you were looking into being a doctor,
lot.
and then you got into physiotherapy. So what happened with the doctor bit?
So I had to redo a couple courses, and I just was like, no, this is not for me. I don't want to do it. So I left Grenada.
For real.
You're in St. George's.
I went St. George's.
Right.
Yep. And so I left, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna apply. Now there's only one physiotherapy school, and that's in Mona campus in Jamaica. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna apply for Mona. Okay, no problem. And I applied, and I got through. So I just was like, okay, here the journey begins from Grenada to Jamaica. Let's go.
What do you mean there's only one physiotherapy
Yeah.
school? Like,
So UE only offers it at one campus, and that's in Jamaica. Yeah.
You know, that makes sense, given the athletic nature of Jamaican
Jamaicans.
sports. Not Jamaicans, but like the sprinters, primarily the sprinters. And the fact that their high school sports program centers pretty heavily around sprinting as well, which is one reason they have such phenomenal sprinters. It's like it's practically the national sport. It makes sense
Yeah.
that if we would have a physiotherapy course, it would be centered in Jamaica.
Yeah.
But Trinidad, we have athletes too.
Yep.
We should have
Maybe.
a physiotherapy program in Trinidad
Yeah,
as
Yes,
well.
we should.
Like if I want to be like
Perhaps.
Sangeeta and don't have the Jamaica box, you know?
Yeah. And it's expensive to go all the way across there.
I can
You know?
imagine.
Yeah. And then crime is a thing. I mean, Mona is right next to one of the biggest ghettos in Kingston. So it's like you hear gunshots every night. Oh, yeah. It's like, you're like, oh, this is an AR? Okay, now I know.
What?
Yeah.
No, I used to play a game where I lived because where we lived in Vistabella was real close to the line,
Yeah.
and every now and then we would play a game with those gunshots or with those fireworks.
Oh, my gosh.
It's like the cadence was definitely gunshots. that was too random to be
Yeah,
fireworks.
well,
Oh,
now,
yeah.
nowadays you just eliminate the fireworks option because
Yeah,
that was
like,
way back
it's
then.
probably not fireworks.
Then you could play the game like her, like which one is
Which
it?
one was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I had no idea that you were so old and grimy. Because okay, living in Jamaica next to the slums.
I feel
You know?
she has one of those young people things where if anything happened within the last 15 years, it makes them old. But
Well,
promise you, she's not old.
okay, good.
Well-
I thought.
Can't testify to the griminess, but you know,
I mean, she was living
which
next to the
which
slums
ghetto in Kingston?
in-
we talk-
It's
in
Augustown. It's called Augustown.
Augustown.
Oh, they make
Yeah.
songs
I
about
think
that.
that-
Something. Yeah,
They do. They do.
that's a
Whoa.
big tune though. Augustown
Yeah.
is a real good song. I forget the guy's name, but
Okay, I was gonna rely on you there, but we'll figure it out.
nah,
No
we'll
worries.
put it like right here.
No worries.
That guy. Because that's a real nice tune.
All right, cool. So you forgot about being a doctor, and then after that, you traveled to Jamaica to cement your destiny in
Yes.
physiotherapy.
Yes.
Okay.
And then after that, I did my master's. And
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
And I also did my internship over there. So I worked in 3 different hospitals. Now, their healthcare system is a lot different from ours. They actually have hospitals dedicated to conditions, whereas everybody just goes to the general hospital here. Everybody goes San Fernando General, like, I have this,
Like
go
a
there.
all-in-one now.
Right,
You know?
it's an all-in-one.
Just-
Like a general,
Right,
like a general store. You come
right.
to the general hospital for your general ailment.
Now, now it makes sense.
No, that actually does make sense. I didn't think
San
about
Fernando
that.
General Hospital. Okay.
Well, now, when you juxtapose it against, they have specialty hospitals and we have a general
Yeah.
hospital.
Yeah.
Wherever you generally need.
So they have stroke hospitals, and it's actually the only free neurological center in the Caribbean. So like anybody who has stroke or like you're paralyzed, you go and you get physio every day. There's a pool as well. It's like amazing. So somebody founded it and it's there. Then they have like a chest hospital, so you have chest conditions, you go there. And then you have your general hospital, but it's like, their system is a lot different from ours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Upgrading.
I enjoy your diplomacy. It's a
Yeah,
lot different from ours.
It's a lot different. That's nice.
That is nice. Now, so we could segue briefly because our ministers always get flack for leaving the country to go somewhere else to see about a condition. And makes sense if we only have a general hospital and there's countries with hospitals for that
Dedicated.
condition.
Yeah.
Then you have a whole ward of specialists and whoever.
That are not as overworked as the guys,
general-
general guys, yeah.
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 Or not even just overworked, but under-equipped. I remember, I'll tell it. I remember we were coming out of General Hospital, we being my wife, because I wasn't in the hospital. I went to get her out of the hospital. And the procedure she went in for, ideally, she should have been wheeled to the car. And when I asked for a wheelchair, the nurse laughed at me.
In San Fernando
The
General.
doctor laughed at me.
Doctor.
And then
Whoa.
immediately, like, she centered herself and said, oh, no, we don't have any of those.
Oh, wow.
But she guffawed. And I was upset.
Well, it could have been her reaction, like, to the system, or she could actually just
No,
be
it
a
was
dick.
it was no doubt a reaction to the system, but she's a patient. Don't
yeah,
laugh.
yeah. Still, yeah. I
Like
don't
you,
know,
like go in your staff room and laugh,
Mm-hmm.
and be frustrated. But bedside manner is a thing. But also at the same time, they're doing the most with the least. So
No, well, remember that the overworked staff thing would like contribute to all those kinds of interactions, because it's like the sustainability drive with Keith. Remember, you have to actually pay attention to these things on a regular basis so that the system doesn't decay to, I guess, what we have now, And yeah, I don't want to continue to pong our healthcare system.
I'm not ponging the healthcare system because I just said they are doing well. The system is messed up. The doctors and nurses are doing the most with the least.
But I don't think that's an excuse, because Jamaica, Kingston itself, how populated Kingston is, the fact that they're able to do it, and then our
Yeah, I don't know what their
system is
healthcare
not-
budget is like, because that's it. It amazes me that Jamaica's healthcare system
Yeah.
will be so diverse that they can have specialty hospitals
Yes.
that are free for the public.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
We probably billing too much at Bridges and shipping us like that.
Maybe, or like too many.
No, but they heavily invest in their healthcare. They do.
Well,
No,
I mean,
that's-
evidently.
They
That's
do.
good.
Like, they just got a 200% increase. Like, all doctors got, so their salaries got doubled.
What?
Physiotherapy salaries
Oh
got
my gosh.
doubled.
Elections coming earlier. They better fix all their mix before people see this episode.
Yeah.
What trouble is this?
Yeah.
My word.
Yeah.
Well, I see San Fernando General is supposed to be getting an upgrade, so
It is. That's true. A
I
facelift.
saw a sign saying
Yeah.
upgrade in progress.
Sandy Grande opened their new hospital. So, I mean, I guess.
Maybe
Coming to come, maybe. Poke
maybe
a poke.
maybe that guy's not doing such a terrible job. Again, not even. This is not that episode. Guys.
Nah, it's really not that episode. We can't film that episode inside here. Can't record that inside here. We need sponsors. So anyway, as we're talking about Jamaica's healthcare facilities and its juxtaposition to Trinidad, we were chatting about, well, when we met, you lamented your move back to Trinidad because, and you said I don't remember if you said it was a mistake. You may have. Because physiotherapy, and now that you've explained the situation up there, it makes sense. Physiotherapy is not given the level of respect in Trinidad as it is in Jamaica.
Yeah.
So take us through that.
Right. So I recall an incident. I was a student in San Fernando General, and I went into the NICU. So that's for babies who are really sick, premature babies, all of that. I went with my supervisor, and I remember walking in, and the doctor says, "Who are you and why are you here?" And the physiotherapist is like, with physiotherapy, we came to see the baby. He was just like, "Why? What's your purpose?" And I thought that was so disrespectful. I said, we all have a purpose in this hospital, just like nurses, just like doctors, we all serve a purpose. The other thing that stuck out to me was stethoscopes. You can't wear them around your neck, right? I was told, you're not a doctor, you don't wear them around your neck. You keep them in a little baggie and you have that there, right?
So wait, so doctors could wear them around the neck?
Doctors
Only
can wear
doctors.
them and physios can't. Yeah.
Right.
It's a
Forget the
statement
rules,
piece.
friends.
Right. It's their accessory and not ours,
yeah,
you know?
That is so pretentious.
That's Dr.
Right.
Swag.
That
Yes,
is so
that's
pretentious.
Dr. Swag, exactly.
Oh, fire bun. Stop
Yeah.
me from wearing a stethoscope around my
Yeah.
neck now. I am going to go with one on purpose the next
It's like,
time I go to
whoa,
the hospital.
they'll see you and be like, whoa,
So,
Yeah.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
no.
Did you?
Take this stethoscope off for me now. This is
Yep.
mine.
Yep.
In fact, I'm going to pull Eli's stethoscope out of the
The plastic ones.
the thing
I'll
and
really
wear
get
it
them a
around my
heart
neck
attack.
and let them tell me, oh my God, you should have never said that.
Sorry,
But
sorry.
nevertheless.
But that is what happened. So when I
Rubbish.
went to Jamaica, I was like, okay, all right. So went into the hospital. I was like, so do I have to carry this in my hand? And they're like, no,
Why?
you're a physio. Wear it around your neck. You need to use it all the time for patients. And I was like, oh, this is new. Okay, I didn't know that. Then in Trinidad, we couldn't wear scrubs at the time. No, but I'm talking like 2019. It's changed now. But when we went
She's
there,
talking
we
like
could wear scrubs.
2019.
Oh, way back in
Sorry,
2019.
Back in, I told her she wasn't old enough.
All right.
No, but somebody
I'm
did call
getting
me
it
old
now.
the other day, though. I guess when you're close to 30, you're old. I don't know. I'm 28.
You was in the, I was not gonna say if she was in like the maternity
In
ward or
NICU,
something.
yeah, one in
NICU,
NICU
yeah.
patients called that old.
no,
makes
just somebody called me old, and I was just like, oh, I didn't know 28 was old. But it's okay.
It's not.
Definitely not. Yeah.
I
Well-
mean, compared to Titan.
True.
Facts.
True.
Not us, but Titan.
No, true. But the system there, when you went, you are part of a team, right? So the doctors come and they say, physio, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? We need this person to do this in order to discharge them. And I'm just like, oh, okay, we're important. We're part of a team. We make decisions. I didn't feel like that
Your
in Trinidad.
field is respected.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's respected. And it's among every single sector. So ortho respects physios in Trinidad, but other sectors don't. I've had a lot of doctor friends, and I'm just like, so you have a stroke patient that didn't get referred to physio? What that person need physio for? Okay. Whereas in Jamaica, you get maybe 10 referrals a day, and that's per ward. So it's just the level of respect is so much more in Jamaica. So yes, regret decisions, yes, definitely.
But this gives you an opportunity to change culture
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, because
and
look
get
at-
your doctor friends to start referring stroke patients to you
yeah, yeah,
and let them see the benefit of it.
yeah. It's the process of educating, I think, but one person
Oh
cannot
my gosh,
educate.
educating doctors. I have doctor friends
Exactly.
and I am going to be saying some things and I don't mean you. Educating doctors? How very dare you, ma'am?
No, and some people get it. Some people get it. I have doctors that refer patients to me that get it, but some people don't. So it's like, it's the young doctors coming up. How do we educate them? You know?
I feel like you would have a
Maybe,
much easier time educating the young doctors than the old
she's
ones.
like, how do we educate them? So I'm like, maybe
School.
education. Isn't there like a level of education that you have to achieve to be a doctor?
to be a
or
doctor.
just-
It's a
Yes.
pretty high level of education, actually.
It is, but I don't think they understand everybody else's rule. So it's like in Jamaica, interns are taught, hey, you have to refer this patient, etc., etc. They're not taught that in Trinidad.
So yeah, so this is where I'm curious. So is there different ways you can be like, so you could be a Trinidadian doctor, or you could be like a, which I can accept, but I don't think it should be like that. Like let's say you get injured abroad, and they're like, okay, well we have a Trinidadian doctor. Like, you are starting to panic now. You know what I mean? I prefer an American doctor
Right.
or a Jamaican doctor
Right.
because there's a clear difference in the.
So you're injured away and you're being treated away?
Yeah,
Because
so
because to operate on their wards, you would have to be up to their standard. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah.
We're
yeah. it would
technically not
be
considered doctors in the States.
who Trinidadian doctors.
Yeah, they're not considered doctors in the States.
Mm.
Because MBBS is not equivalent to USMLEs. So you're actually not a doctor. So you actually have to go there and start over.
And then that's what I mean. Like I didn't realize that is some heavy shots fired, but you would have to qualify under their system
Yes.
to be able to do that.
Yes.
Okay, well, I guess that was actually my question. Like, so there's not just one system. You become a doctor and you are.
Well,
And-
the system would be based on the knowledge in the region. What bothers me is that Jamaica is there and we are here, and there's such a disparity between the healthcare systems.
Yeah.
It's a different thing if it's first world
Yeah.
and we are leagues behind. So the US and Europe and whatever, cool, no problem. I understand that. But Jamaica right there, why such a chasm in between?
I'm thinking like, look at the distance between us and I mean Cuba,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure Cuban doctors
Yeah.
are recognized in the
Yeah.
States, right?
Yeah.
Right, but Cuba was isolated for so long. Like I understand not having any reference with Cuba. Although we had relations with them and there were a lot of Cuban doctors down here
No, I just
And
how you
nurses.
mentioned like the region aspect now, because we in the doctors of the same region. I mean, I would consider Cuba the same region.
Yeah, but remember Cuba politically they were so isolated for so long. Like I don't
So
pretend to
they
know
have
anything
less
about it.
interaction and
The,
somehow manage. You know what I mean? Like how Trinidadian culture is so heavily influenced by American culture. You know,
yeah, I
so
have
they,
no idea how the Cuban healthcare system became what it is. But all I know about the Cuban healthcare system is that it's supposed to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
I've
like
heard that.
futuristic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've heard
but
that.
I don't know how it became that. But I understand us not knowing much about that or sharing much in our system because of how
Yeah.
politically isolated Cuba has been. And because we have we have to kind of kowtow to the States, you know, we don't have such strong diplomatic ties to Cuba, possibly.
Yeah.
But Jamaica, right edge, right? Like, there's no reason for such a. And for a long time, being as physical as I am and have been, I've long thought that, especially the older doctors, have no respect for the human body. Like muscles, they don't know a lot about it. I mean, none of them train, first of all, which is a problem for me. But they don't know how to diagnose
You know, sorry to cut you
muscular
off, but
things.
yeah, they have a good few like I've seen, but I would follow on like social media certain doctors or whatever, and they'd be in shape, they'd be like more ripped than me. You know what I mean? Like, why is this man dedicating what I know is the required amount of time to maintain a physique like that, and doing his like it has to be important to him, you know?
Yeah, but if I remember going to a doctor for what turned out to be a bulging and ruptured disc. I went all over the place trying to get this thing diagnosed. I went to an acupuncturist first, and she said I opened my back. I don't know what that meant. But she and all was frustrated by my lack of progress through the acupuncture. Then I went to my GP, and he gave me some kind of weird plaster to put on. A
GP being
general practitioner.
nice
Like an
to
all-fan
bad.
patch.
I don't think it was Olfen.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a sort of patch to wear for about a week or something.
Oh, okay.
It ended up giving me an infection because I had it
Oh,
on
wow.
too long or something like that. He didn't give me
Nice.
proper instructions.
Big up
Anyway.
you, doc.
Anyway, and yeah, it was in my mind it was something muscular, and he's giving me something to put on it. It's like, prescribe me some sort
Yeah.
of treatment
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Why are you giving me pills? It's
Yeah.
obviously muscular now. I'll take this.
Yeah.
No, send me to somebody
Yeah.
that can sort out my back,
And
please.
with your knowledge of the human body, is like you're giving me tablets
Yeah.
for what I think is.
I know it's muscular. It
Yeah.
has to be muscular. Turns out it wasn't muscular. It was spinal.
Spinal.
But he didn't know that either.
Spinal.
Spinal. It was spinal. I broke my neck.
I
It
broke
was
my back.
Spinal.
I broke my back.
What do you mean by that? You
My
broke
back is broken.
what? A vertebrae or what
Well-
portion?
Spinal.
You did that?
Oh God! Big up Mike Tyson. For anybody that missed that reference, so I ended up going to a physiotherapist in Port of Spain. Big up Star Rehab, and they sent me to a neurosurgeon, and he told me the same thing your physiotherapist told you. It's either
Right.
rehab or surgery.
Yeah.
And in the early 2000s, back surgery was not a thing
Yeah.
on my bucket list
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Trinidad.
Yeah.
Because I like to be able
Agreed.
to walk and
Yep.
thing now. But it's a real trip to have somebody like poking at your feet and say, "Are you feeling this?"
Yeah.
And you're like, "Feeling what?"
Yeah.
And you look down and you see them poking
Yeah.
and you don't feel anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a trip. horse.
Cause for concern.
Cause for concern.
Okay.
Or like I discovered that you can do the reflex thing that you do on your knee.
Yeah.
You can do it on your Achilles tendon too.
Yes, you can.
And so
On your elbow as well.
yeah, on your elbow too. And he was doing it on my Achilles tendon and my foot wasn't doing anything. I was like, "Is this supposed to
Wow.
move?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, okay." So
Yeah, that sounds
like yeah,
serious.
your back
because
is fubar.
Yeah.
My back is broken.
So yeah, lots and lots. Not 3 years,
Yeah.
but months of physiotherapy until
Yeah.
I could walk properly without pain and like lift more than a 5-pound dumbbell.
Mm-hmm.
And it changed my life. Like I still have it's still there. Like it's not bulging anymore, but it's I mean, a rupture is a rupture. But yeah, it changed my life. And it's physiotherapy sorted it out. Not I mean, I didn't opt for surgery, but just dread pills and a patch not gonna fix
Yeah,
it. It's
yeah.
it's
Well,
the
it
body,
definitely
it's
makes me
mechanical.
feel like there's hope for my shoulder.
There is always hope for your shoulder. You just have to do the
I know,
proper rehab.
I know, a
Favorite
good,
episode.
I know a good physical therapist to send you away.
Sweet.
Have you ever tried to tape your shoulder?
No,
Okay.
I have no. I do. I mean, this is my day to get educated.
Okay, so you've never heard about KT tape?
I've heard about it,
Right.
but like I don't know exactly
What it is.
does. Yeah,
Okay, so if it's an elastic type taper, so once you tape up the shoulder, it actually supports your shoulder joints. So if you're doing things like shrugs or you're gonna do shoulder press or anything in the gym, it actually supports it. So that way it offloads the muscle and it causes you less pain. So those kind of things.
gives the muscle time to recover.
Yes,
Okay.
it does. The other thing too is heat. So a lot of people, I have had a lot of people, ice. I'm just gonna put ice on it. I'm gonna put ice on it, and I'm just like, no, stop using your ice. Ice is
Cuts
good
off
for the first
circulation.
week. Yeah, it does. But I mean, it has its benefits.
Yeah.
But after like a week, there's no benefit to ice. You use heat. So I tell a lot of people, listen, stop using your ice. Use your heating pad. So for you, recovery-wise, heating pad is gonna be important. So like getting a heating pad, taping your shoulder, taking away the weights, and just building back the shoulder from scratch. That's
Whoa,
how
you
you
see
do
the size
it.
of this man, or he's not gonna take
Taking
away
away the
no weights.
weight.
Right.
He is not gonna take away no weights.
I've had a lot of gym
Yeah,
people.
buddy.
No, but that's how you
That's
fix
how
it.
that's how we respond to the physiotherapist. So you're gonna rest your shoulder.
Yeah, buddy. It's on now.
Wait.
Oh gosh. But I've had a lot of gym people come to me. A lot. And they're all just like, what am I supposed to do with a 3 pound? I'm like, right, let me show you one exercise that you can't do. And it's with a light resistance, man. And almost every single one of my gym people come back to me and they say, I can't do this exercise, Sangeeta. I should have brought my resistance
I
band.
did some real because I you know what I mean, I tried to educate myself
Yeah.
on the issues with my shoulder because like this can't be normal. So I'm definitely doing something wrong. Like maybe I need more than a week rest.
Yeah.
And they prescribe like shoulder mobility exercises, certain channels that not really. It's free. You know what I mean? You could research these things. I mean, as long as you cross reference and you could validate.
Yeah,
what they're saying.
if you are able to discern
yeah.
sense from nonsense.
But I picked up some useful tips. Do not often use them because like she said, it's like lightweight.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's just not really, engaging to me. I will get real hard to go in the gym and, regularly do
To
that.
do it in the gym, yes, you will get horrors. So it's to be done at home.
But it's like get
Or-
horrors or fix
or-
your shoulder.
Or in the he will dig a horrors.
Oh, okay.
No.
If you see the size of this man,
I'll
or
fix,
he
no,
has
no.
a-
I'll fix my
He has
shoulder
a
because,
reputation to uphold in the gym.
which is why I'm gonna fix my
You know
shoulder.
what? You know what is
because-
odd, and I will just cut this in there. Before we started recording, Sangeeta asked Vaughn if he would like a cushion.
Yeah.
Vaughn
I
said
was like,
yes
what?
because she's a physiotherapist. And now, knowing that they both have cushions behind them, my lower back is starting to hurt. So, Vaughn, if you wouldn't mind
Of
passing me a
course,
cushion,
because
please.
I was wondering. I know about your back, and I'm like, why is Franz
No,
not doing
it's
what
only
the
because I would
physiotherapist
normally
recommended?
sit back like this, but it's only because I know you all both have cushions behind you. Like, you know what?
My lower back is in
actually
shambles
feeling
now.
us straight.
As she,
What is
as she
what
foresaw,
the
you know.
jail is this?
Is it better now?
Out here changing lives, yes. This is so much better. I've never sat like this
Perfect.
before.
See, now you
on
know.
this show.
Pillow behind your back.
And to match Franz for cutting away to something strange, Franz doesn't eat doubles with any condiments whatsoever. That is very unusual. He was explaining that to Sangeeta and I not too long ago, and
JJ, do I have to put the chana has sauce? The
Plain
chana
doubles.
is the chana is
so
sauce.
Trinidad, what he means by that is no cucumber, no bandania,
No
not even
pepper.
a
Sweet
little-
sauce, no
not
pepper,
even
no
a little
nothing.
slight.
Nothing.
Just the sauce that actually makes up the consistency of
Of
the
the
chana.
chana.
But
is
now you
enough.
have to talk about the sandwich too.
And I eat my doubles like a sandwich.
Get Get out.
No,
Get out. Get off the
this
show.
is at least half my show. No, I
Listen.
get to stand up here and say, I eat my doubles like a sandwich.
Guys,
Mind your business.
You can go ahead and comment in the comment section, like if anybody else
I will-
eats a doubles like that.
I
Just
know,
one.
I know for a fact,
Just one.
Kasiram, do not let me down. Comment and say you
Nah,
do it
Mark.
as well.
Mark, for real?
Mark, for real. And I know that because I was made fun
Both
of
of you
by a
all-
particular friend of mine who is
my
telling, who is mama guying me in front of another particular friend of hers. And Mark was like, yeah, I eat my doubles like that too. And like,
Oh no. Okay, back to
random segue.
paying more attention to my shoulder
Uh-huh.
and
Lightening the weight.
Well, the KT tape, that is kinesiology tape.
Yes, it is.
I didn't say that right. Did I?
Yeah.
kinesiology.
No, it's kinesthetic tape.
No.
No? Kinesiology
Yeah,
tape.
kinesio tape. We just call it
Kinesio tape,
yeah.
right? That's what it is. Kinesio tape,
Okay.
and so that supports the muscles.
Yes, it does.
You'll see some.
I
gym
see
people with it.
basketballers
Yeah.
using it all the time.
And you can choose your
athletes,
color.
Athletes use it.
You could choose black. You could choose purple.
Pink.
You know, pink, blue.
You like pink?
I actually have a gym kit that's black and pink.
See, perfect. You could do pink.
Yeah.
Bred the Hitman heart.
Yeah, I saw this dude in the gym just like probably last week with KT tape on his shoulder.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They know something that I don't. Well, they did, thanks to Sangeeta.
You're welcome. But you have to like new it. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Temporarily.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that, man.
Yeah. Just not in the gym. You can do it at home.
Yeah,
That's
do
fine.
it at home. Save your, I mean,
Yeah, ego.
Save your
Yeah.
ego. You can do it at home.
And then just do back day and leg day and skip shoulders.
No, it's kind of ironic because shoulders like has always been a weak body part of mine. So I, for some strange reason, try to work my shoulders a little harder than other muscle groups because you specialize a routine for your weaker body parts.
Yeah.
And then you get the discomfort, and then I would sensibly ease off the shoulders, and not dedicating like a prescribed period of time to shoulder recovery was really kind of actually counterintuitive.
Yes.
Yes.
I thought Franz wouldn't agree with me, like be a little more supportive before
I
agree
I
with me.
fully appreciate recovering from injuries now
Yeah.
because of
Yeah.
my history of such.
Yeah.
So yeah. So you did come back to Trinidad just to get back on track a little bit, lamenting the
Oh,
move
did
as
she?
much as you did, and you set up La Romaine Physiotherapy Clinic.
Yes, I did.
How did that come about?
So I was initially gonna stay in Jamaica, and a doctor approached me and he said, "Hey, you're coming
Right
back
out.
home." Yep. Basically, he was like, "You come back home, like we need a physio. Here you go." So it's actually just because he came up with the idea and he gave me a space to practice. So I was like, okay, right, we can do this arrangement, and that's how Laramie Physiotherapy Clinic was born. Now, a lot of people say you're young. Why didn't you go in the hospital system? It just makes sense, right? Go work first, get your experience, and then go private. But our hospital system and
Doesn't respect physiotherapy.
Well,
no,
we
they
went
don't.
through that, so
yeah, so that's
she
why
just
I
went
stayed.
straight private.
Yes, and so a lot of people come for me and they say, "You're 28. Like, why? Where are you gonna get the experience from? All kind of people are gonna come to you, right?" So then I tell people, listen, research, do courses, do online courses. Better yourself. Do your masters. That's how young people can improve themselves. So it's just about stepping up your game, because a lot of people come to me and when they see me, they're just like, "Oh, I thought you were a receptionist. I didn't realize you were the physio." And I was like, "Oh, yeah.
Yikes.
Yep, because I look too young." And they're like, "I don't know if I trust you. I don't know if I..." So by the end of it, I just said, "Just give me one session. Let me prove to you why I can do this." So it's just about doing that.
Have you ever fucked somebody's back or body up worse? It's like, just give me one session, and then they're like, Now I know she has never done that, but I was just like in my mind
Yeah.
playing out and you just like flip the screen.
Some
It's
big
like,
words.
just give me one session, I promise you. And then like,
And then they end up crippled.
Hard cut and being
walk off.
wheeled out.
Oh, God.
but that is not going to happen to
No,
you
it's not.
guys out there. She's actually amazing,
Thank
No,
you very
so
much.
as Franz's wife can
right.
attest.
So it's because of that that visit because when Danielle called and she said she sounds like she's fresh out of school. But yeah, so it's right there. Gonna go.
I don't
like,
know. I
cool,
don't know about this Franz. You know.
I'm coming with.
Yeah.
And so I sat there. I mean, you could. I'm sure she'll give you a different version. But I turned my chair and I watched everything like
He
this.
did. He did. Mm-hmm. He did.
Okay, no, that makes sense.
Yep. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That makes sense. And what about? Right. Yeah.
So it's like
yeah,
no,
that
it's
makes
just
sense.
like no pressure. You know.
Yeah, none,
Yeah.
none whatsoever. I turned so the way the office is set up, the desk is on this side for the
Yeah.
interview and whatnot, and then everything else is
Behind.
behind for the examination. So I pulled my chair out and turned it around and sat and
Yep.
just looked.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He did.
You're playing with
His
Danny.
wife.
Yeah.
Can't play,
Come
can't play
on,
wife,
man.
his limb source. No, I can't do that.
I understand. I understand.
And
Why
she
not?
pulled through. She's actually, well, visibly fine because I was by you last week and I had no idea she was even the slightest bit injured at all. She was, you
No,
know,
it was a scene initially, but no, the exam and all the exercise and thing were impressively thorough, and I have had a pretty good history of physiotherapists and chiropractors, and so I feel like I have a fairly discerning eye
Yeah. Yeah.
for professionalism.
Yeah.
And so I knew of like the questions that she was asking and that kind of thing. I knew off the bat, like, all right, well, she knows what she's doing, fresh out of school or not. And so I was suitably impressed by I mean whatever that means coming from me. But everything was top notch.
I think that's how you set yourself apart because the other thing that we face is everybody's a physiotherapist. Your massage therapist is a physiotherapist. Your personal trainer is a physiotherapist.
Oh
your
my God, don't get me
is a
started on that one.
physiotherapist. Yeah. So like you kind of have to set yourself apart because when people come to me, the chiropractor is like, right, something you have like this impingement in your back, right? And the person comes and they're like, oh my God, the chiropractor told me this, and I'm just like, no, it's just arthritis. You're okay. You know? So it's like we're battling so many people that you kind of just have to make sure that you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have somebody on to discuss that chiropractic thing
Oh,
very shortly. Because I have a really good chiropractor. Pick up
Right.
yourself, Nari.
Yep, yeah.
Oh, Nari's excellent. Nari's excellent.
See?
No, he's good.
I didn't even tell her I was gonna say that.
But no,
Nari's
that's not the same
excellent.
Nari who did my back, or no? That's a different.
Probably.
Who went to school with us?
Nari didn't go to school
Nari.
with me.
Big, but Nari's a good bit older than I am.
Yeah.
Big,
Probably.
strong Nari.
Buff.
From
Yeah.
big strong
Yeah, yeah,
Nari.
yeah.
Yeah.
What school Nari went?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know Nari from school.
He-
I
and
know
he works
Nari
in San
from,
Fernando.
No, but
From
kill me,
cracking
kill.
things.
No, but I think he's older than us.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I think he did.
He just look young
I'll
and
double
pretty,
check.
but he older than us.
Yeah, I think he went press.
Cool. I didn't know that. But
I mean, I could be wrong.
Nari is quality, and the thing about Nari is, and this is what started me noticing about GPs not respecting physicality and muscles and thing is Nari has his strength and conditioning certification
does.
as well as being a gym rat. He
Yeah.
has his CSCS, and he's a chiropractor.
No,
so
no,
he
but that's the
respects
thing. You see,
body.
like the guys that I follow on social media are, general practitioners or whatever, and they are buff, like they dedicate. And I know Nari from. I actually know Nari from training with him.
Yeah, he used to train in Sting.
Yeah. I trained with Nari. I mean, even before I damaged myself and actually needed him. Yeah.
Yeah, so same Nari. Yeah, he's quality.
Yes.
And why are we shouting on quality?
Yeah,
big
he
up
definitely is, because my back was-
girl
He
Blaze.
definitely is.
Yeah, and Blaze fixed lower back pain that I've had for damn near 20 years. And she
Wow.
found a source fit that nobody had ever considered. a tight hip flexor, and like she jackhammered that son of a and showed me a stretch. And anytime it starts to feel tight, I do that stretch, and it's
Good to go.
gone.
Bro, and that is, you see, like if you, even as a personal trainer, if you have a client and you instruct them or demonstrate something and it, it could just be regularly applied, like I could do it myself, then, like I will tell people that I train as well. Like you're not really supposed to need me anymore after
After a certain period of time, honestly.
But I can understand if you just, enjoy the motivation. Like that is
So
actually
some people need, it's not so much the knowledge, they need somebody, they need the accountability.
Yeah.
And they need to switch off their brains.
Yeah.
Like I don't even want to count reps. I've
Remember-
had clients for years who couldn't tell me the sequence of exercises that we do. Because they just get there and like, you tell me what to do.
Yeah.
And I don't even need to be here really.
Yeah.
Yeah, and these are like people like Cheese, you know what I mean? And he has like a really stressful day, so he just wants to
Switch off their brain.
nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Even like, so I haven't had a training partner in years, and much less somebody to tell me what to do. Like a day I was filming content with Daniel in Raw, and he's like, what you want to do? I was like, I don't want to do nothing.
I always tell them that,
You train me. When I in class and I get to be a student, like we have some master in, and it's
Switch
like
off.
I just get to switch off my brain and learn and just do.
No, for
Oh
real.
my
Any
God,
if at any time I ever do a collaboration with like another personal trainer for my Instagram or anything, I'd always be like, all right, you just train
Bro,
me.
you training me
Yep.
today.
Yeah.
I don't want to do nothing.
So yeah. So I 100% get it. But just to throw it back to Blaze, like, yeah.
And big up yourself, Lady B. And as we're on the subject of personal trainers, and you mentioned personal trainers or physios, that is a major pet peeve of mine. It's like, why? So, good personal trainers would ask clients injury history,
Yes.
health history.
Yes.
If you have any injuries, what are your doctors or physiotherapists?
Recommendations.
Not just recommendations, but what's the no-fly zone? What exercises am I absolutely avoiding based on the injury? Because my understanding of anatomy and movement mechanics may be different from what you need. So please ask your doctor or your physiotherapist
Yeah.
what to not do.
Yeah.
And then what the basic recommendations are, and then I can flesh out a program after that. I remember training in Fitness Zone, and this massage therapist came to me, and she asked me if I had any time in my schedule because she had a client she wanted to send to me, and I said no, I don't. But there's this other guy, he might, and it was somebody that I considered for at the time, and it's like I'm never sending anybody back by that person again. I was like, why? Say because I recommended somebody to him, and they were coming to me for some sort of lower back issue, and I told him no hyperextensions at all. And the first thing he did
Oh,
was
Lord.
give this woman hyperextensions because he knew better than me, and set her rehab back 6 to 8 months
Wow.
on one session. So I mean, I never recommended homie again.
Yeah.
But I mean, imagine being a personal trainer
Yeah.
and thinking you know better than the therapist or the doctor.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's like a regular thing though, because when I see, and it's not even a local thing. Like on social media, if you see a personal trainer's description, there will be a dietitian, there'll be
Yes.
a masseuse,
Everything.
there'll be a.
Everything.
So I'm like, wow, this guy is,
Highly qualified.
Real qualified.
and then
Overqualified.
and then like you see it enough times, and then you'd be able to actually compare it to, let me say, a local personal trainer, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure he did not get certified to be that
Yeah.
or this,
Yeah.
and I'm seeing it in his
Bio.
So it's like, oh, you just identify
Yeah.
as
You could identify as qualified.
Yeah. So wait, let me ask you a question. Since you are a personal trainer, you're a personal trainer?
yeah.
if you have somebody that gets an injury, right? What is the cost? What do you go through with them? So
No, I would recommend a
Right.
specialist immediately if you get injured. Now, this is assuming that you come to me injured because
Right.
I take good enough care of any of my clients
That
to make
they
sure that they
don't
don't
get
get
injured.
injured
Right.
with me.
Right.
So if you come to me injured, like before I even like get into any arrangement with you, I would recommend you to go and see about this because after I do my assessment and realize, hey, you're facing this issue,
Right.
and I think that this guy Nari or Sangeeta couldn't address that. Whew. I bet you thought.
Thought you were gonna say it.
No, guys.
Outside joke.
Yeah, I would recommend a specialist off the bat because I think it's just more professional, like that.
No bats in your crease.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
exactly
okay
that.
to say I don't know.
yeah, it is.
And send them by somebody like
Yeah.
these overqualified people. Nutrition is covered
Yeah.
in.
I was just
basic
gonna
courses.
say that. Like, could
I'm
you
not
give me
gonna
a diet?
pretend to be
Yeah.
a nutritionist.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can recommend
Right.
a diet. I can't actually give you a diet
Right.
or prescribe a diet because I don't know what are your allergies. I
Yeah.
don't know this, that. There's a lot that I wouldn't be able to assess.
Yeah.
But I could send you by somebody.
Yeah, and I will send
who
you by
could.
somebody who could. It's not an issue because remember at the end of the day, anything happens to your ward, you are responsible. So just to avoid all of that, like bat in your crease.
Okay, so let me ask you a question then. It doesn't take extra money out of you. So you don't get anything extra for recommending or for treating the patient, right? So if somebody comes to you and they have an injury, they're not going to pay you extra so you fix their injury, right? So why don't personal trainers then bat in their crease? Why do they feel the need to say, you know what, I'm going to give you lighter exercises and I'm going to Google things and give it to you? But you're still paying them the same fee.
You know what I think it is honestly? It's like an ego thing.
Right.
You know? It's like you don't wanna admit that you don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah.
At the end of the day, literally nobody knows everything.
No, they don't.
You know what I mean?
Agreed.
So you can just accept the fact that I don't actually know
Yeah.
how to diagnose this problem.
Yeah.
Much less let you know what was the path to recovery.
Yeah.
And just pass that off.
I think it's two things. I think it's ego and not being able to admit that you don't know. But also, if, let's say you send somebody to a physiotherapist and they recommend exercises and whatever, and they feel better, and that physio recommends them to another personal trainer, you just lost a client. Or that physio recommends certain exercises and they go off and do those exercises on their own, you've just lost a client.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a friend of mine wanted to come train Taekwondo years ago, and her trainer told her not to, and would not train her if she decided to go and train Taekwondo.
Wow.
I was like, that's your man,
No.
because I don't understand that level of possessiveness. This
Yeah.
has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
But what if she enjoys that more?
And just decides
And
to do
then she
taekwondo
just decides
and
to
not do the gym.
Not do muscles anymore.
All right, so that's why I was gonna cut you off because remember, not everybody has that personality. Like anybody that knows me knows I would actually reach out like, oh, so you're okay. Look, Michelle, she's I think it's a dietitian or a nutritionist. There is a difference. but-
Dietitian.
Right, so she's a dietitian. And I think I saw it advertised on her page. And if I'm not mistaken, I confirmed it with you that she was actually, did I?
I don't know. What did you confirm?
If she was actually like a dietitian.
Yeah, registered dietitian.
Right, I did. And I confirmed with you just to make sure because I don't want to refer anybody to
course.
any crackpot. And I
wouldn't hire a crackpot sauce.
I just to be,
Big up me, Vaughn thinks you're a crackpot.
no, that is not, that's
Vaughn thought you were a crackpot.
No, I was just doing my homework out because it's common that you
Fair
just
play.
say that I'm
does
this,
look
this,
like a
this,
crackpot.
that. You almost baited that one out. And I did that little background check with friends, and then I would recommend clients to you, and then I would let
Right
you know,
through.
hey, Mish, if I have any clients that
Yeah.
need
Yeah.
recommend them to you, and so you have an arrangement, you have
And
an
you see,
agreement.
Michelle is also a personal trainer, so you could lose that client.
No, but and yes, that is true.
And
But
so
still,
what?
it's like an act of good faith. Then I don't have to tell
It
her
is.
that I would recommend people to her. I could
Yeah.
just do it.
Yeah.
But I'm being like, hey, Michelle, you know what? It's totally fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you want to train with Michelle, more like there's never a shortage of clients,
There
right,
is.
guys?
That's true.
That is my point.
Yeah.
Everybody gets to eat.
Yeah.
You don't need to keep a client to your chest
Yeah.
to their detriment just so
Yeah.
you don't get a
Yeah.
pay at the end of the month.
It's so funny, because a lot of the times, remember, the only thing that prevents me from getting more clients is just the space,
Yeah.
Space.
Somebody's looking at you right now. The time slot that you are training this client and being like, yeah, he wouldn't be able to,
Yeah.
take me now. So, and as soon as you're like, hey, you prefer to train with Michelle, no problem. Yeah, that's fine. That person
You'll
is like,
have
hey,
a slot open.
Yeah.
And then boom.
and that's it.
slot
That's
filled.
literally how there's no reason to like compete with other personal trainers or specialists.
It's the same thing I was saying. Like, there is no competition. You are you, I am me. I don't know how to do this thing.
Yeah.
This other person does.
Yeah.
So check them for that. Check me for personal
Yeah.
training.
Yeah.
If they get in personal training there too, cool, bro. Like
Yeah.
yourself.
Bro,
Hi,
I will
how are you?
even do like to a certain extent personality matches, because if you're in an assessment and I'm like, yeah, I really like somebody I was like, well, I personally
Yeah.
don't like balling at people.
Yeah.
But I know somebody who
I know
Yeah,
somebody
give
who
it tough
definitely
love.
does.
yeah, who loves balling at people. But
Yeah,
it's like that.
Snatch you
And-
by your neck and drag you by the next piece of equipment. You know who we're talking about.
and if I feel like you fit the description of an ideal client, I'll be like, listen, I think you'll really enjoy this experience.
Yeah.
From now on, blah 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 blah. Blah. And that's that. If not, there's so many people who would resonate with your style and be just waiting to come to you.
True.
Yeah, it's not a zero-sum game. Everybody could eat.
Yeah. But
Can
you
I
just
also
have-
say that I like that Sangeeta's asking us questions? That's
Yeah, that felt
really
switch off, bro.
Really enjoyable.
That felt so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, too, people have said, so Sangeeta, why are you not a personal trainer? I'm like, I don't know how to group muscle groups, like how y'all, okay, so for example, y'all do
A
chest
split.
day, and yeah, we don't do that as physios, right? I don't group muscle groups and do it like that. So it's like, I'm not gonna know how to go in the gym and balance off chest with back just to make sure that you are,
I mean, I feel like you 100% could, but maybe you should just say like you're not interested in that. You know what I mean? You enjoy the physiotherapy aspect because
yeah,
I'm going to make the assumption that if you wanted to, you could definitely dedicate the time to become a personal trainer. It's not like
It's not med school.
unattainable, Well, no, let's not trivialize what we do, but it's
No, you
not, it's not,
can't.
it's
It's
not
important.
unattainable.
No,
Yeah.
but a basic certification
facts, yeah,
is. That I'm not
Fairly-
trivializing anything, but it's not med school. It's highly attainable for anybody that's the least bit interested.
So let me ask another question then. So we
I'm
have
enjoying
like
this
a
one.
like a registered board, right?
So I was actually going to ask that question.
Right.
Actually, so you are a registered physiotherapist.
Yes.
With whom do you register?
So we have to register with the Council of Medical Professionals. So we register every year. We have to meet a certain criteria in order to register. But what I was going to ask you guys is, so we have to do courses every year just to top up on our knowledge. Personal trainers.
Yeah, you
Do you
also
all
have.
have to do that as well? Is it something that's required?
Now there are some certifications that you have to renew
Okay.
with credits biannually. It depends, I think, from the certification.
Okay.
And there are some qualifications you can achieve that don't have to be renewed. I think if
It depends on the accrediting body. So
Yeah.
like ISSA, you have to, in order to stay current on their system,
Right.
you have to do continuing education
Oh,
credits
excellent.
and the reason for that,
to maintain.
sorry to cut you off, is because like new studies are always
Yep.
coming out
Yep.
with like
Yep.
methods to train people
Yeah.
for strength or
It's not even just that, but like you could supplement strength and conditioning certification, and then over the course of the duration of the certification. So if the cert is good for 2 years or whatever, you can do specialist courses in like
Right.
knee health, shoulder health,
Okay.
Yeah, and once you make up,
excellent.
as long as you make up the
training
credits,
for
Right.
senior
like
people.
your certification is
Yeah,
renewed.
and then you renew the certificate.
Yeah,
automatically.
that's how you do it.
Okay.
Just with credits from you know,
Yeah,
could-
the
there's
small courses.
breathing courses as well.
Yeah.
You know,
So do they give you like a card? Do you have like a number? Like
No, it
how do
comes
you
as a
know?
nice certificate, and
yeah.
Okay.
you can
That's
frame
good.
it and put it on the wall if you feel it.
Like frame all of them. You know, that's kind of how Nahari's office looks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
but I
they-
don't have an office. I don't have anywhere to put my stuff.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah. But so your registration body, how
Yeah.
do you go about registering and then staying registered?
So the Physical Therapy Association of Trinidad and Tobago actually puts on courses. So we register for that course. It gives us a certain amount of credits. Once we get the credits, and the registration comes around about December, we just tell them, right, we did this. We send them a picture of the certificate that we got, and then they just say, okay, right, cool. We'll just register you. You have to pay a fee. So I don't know if you all have to pay a fee to get registered, but we have to pay a fee. Ours is like 200 though, so it's not too bad. So you pay the fee, and then you just get registered, and you're registered for a year. So I actually have like a card, so it has my picture on it, my name, and my number. So that way I can show people. So that's the other thing too. If you're going by a physio who's not a physio, just ask them. So what's your registration number? Do you have like a card that I can look at so you know who's legitimate and who's not?
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, so
Very
now you know
important.
it is important because you
Yeah.
have a lot of people there that are like, yeah, I'm a physio, and they've never gone to school in their life. So that's how you know. That's how you weed out, people that say,
Like
yeah,
certain personal trainers.
right,
Well,
yeah,
not even just that. So the personal training industry is entirely unregulated.
oh, okay, right,
So you can have you can be a certified fitness trainer from anywhere.
oh, wow.
All you get is a certificate, and then a gym will hire you.
oh,
If
wow,
if
okay.
the gym
But
does
there are certain certificates that we know are more recognized than others.
quality,
I mean, but
NA.
you as a
Okay.
client wouldn't know that.
Right.
NASM,
Okay.
ISSA. So if the gym does its due diligence,
Right.
it will not hire crackpots. But
Just
like,
tell me again what you need. The ISSM.
well, you don't need it. But so International Sports Sciences
ISSA,
Association is one of the most recognized accreditations out there.
Okay.
NASM, I forget what that stands for, National
Right.
Association of
Yeah,
something.
I forget the ISCA.
And then ISCA is as
forgot.
well.
Okay.
So there's 3 or 4 really well recognized
Okay.
globally.
Okay.
Recently, there have been a couple local accreditation bodies which are not good. And so, like, I remember an employee was doing one of them, and myself and Nicholas, like, she would bring up things that like the course said this, and is this true? And both of us like, oh my god, what are you doing? And then it'll take like 6 weeks to get your certificate after doing the exam. Like, what
speedrun.
garbage are they snail mailing it to
gosh.
England? I don't understand. So they are not created equal at all. But then a lot of gyms don't even care. Like I remember I was a personal trainer that I've only worked for one gym, and that was like management. I've never been a trainer at a
Right.
gym.
Right.
2 gyms. And I was personal trainer at this gym, and I remember an ad had come out. And I was a personal trainer at a different gym, and I was considering whether or not I should become a floor trainer because, regular hours and regular paycheck and blah, blah, personal training is ebb and flow. And the ad said certification and asset.
It will help out.
Yeah, it'll help.
Yeah.
Like, if you're certified, it'll help. If you're
Yeah.
big and look good in a jersey,
plus.
though,
Oh my gosh.
I mean, we might hire you anyway because you must know what you're doing.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
you swole, bro. Check that. So that made me lose all faith when you look
Yeah,
at
it's like,
you look
no,
at
I'm
fitness
gonna be,
industry, it's like,
now I'll be
wow.
lumped up with these guys.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this is terrible. So yeah, not all personal trainers are created equal. Not
Okay.
all accreditation. Not all floor trainers.
Right.
So
So guys, basically, it's not
It's
as easy.
buyer
It's not
beware.
as easy to like know. Whereas you could ask Sangeeta her registration number. Like you have to do a little more homework if you're looking for a personal trainer.
But
I mean, you could ask who they're certified with,
Yeah.
and then research
And
that
then research it,
that
yeah.
body.
yeah,
But yeah, it's buyer beware. I mean, as most industries, it's buyer beware.
It is.
If you go to a physio
yeah,
because they say they're a physio
Yeah.
and you don't ask anything, then
yeah.
cool.
But I mean, that's important for me to know because usually for physio, we transition people to the gym, right? So if I
Right.
have athletes that I get, or I have persons who are active and they had to stop because of an injury. So now I know, hey, ask your personal trainer if they have these qualifications. So I know I'm sending them by somebody that's reputable. So that's good for me to know.
So you hear that, guys? So I refer people to Sangeeta, and then she in turn refers people
Yeah.
to, So there's no reason to
Yeah.
overstep your boundaries.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
a zero-sum game.
It's not.
We can all eat.
Well, thank you for all that information. For real, I definitely learned that I need a physio therapist.
You need to assess which muscle
And
it
some
is.
KT tape.
And some KT tape, yeah. But you don't know, do you
Is
know
that
which
what-
muscle it is?
No, I get a pain in my collarbone, and I know that. No, I shouldn't say I know. I'm kind of hoping that it's not like, like a hairline fracture or anything like that. It's not that painful, and then I only get the pain like if I move my arm in certain positions, and
The
then
pain is on the collarbone.
so there's a pain like I'm almost like Frankenstein, like everywhere you get a little slight discomfort, right? And people they will doubt, you know what I mean? And I'm not in excruciating pain all the time, but it's like
Which is okay,
it's discomfort.
Yeah.
Because I train fairly regular, like more regularly these days. But I know enough to know that now I need to focus more on recovery, and I learned quite a bit today. So,
There's no way to live, boy.
how you mean?
Like in constant discomfort.
What, Franz? I think it was just the last episode I told you that I hold on to my pain, like keeps me going.
Yeah, but you shouldn't have to do.
Yeah, but that's emotional pain. I'm talking about physical
Yeah, I
pain.
don't know. I just
You don't need to be in physical
I just associate
discomfort,
men,
right,
like men
sure.
do that. We associate both. We go in the gym, we work out. It's like
I don't like being in physical
let me bring those
discomfort.
pains together.
Nah, not me.
I can do a special test. I can identify which muscle it is.
Okay,
You can do
yeah.
it now?
Yeah, you want me to do it now for you?
Why not? Yeah.
Awesome.
You just have to stand. All right. Where you get any sauce in your pan?
Stand here so we in
Oh,
camera.
you can actually see it.
Yeah, that's the point of this whole thing.
Right. So like if I do like this, or like if I do like a chest press movement, when I bring my chest together, I get like a slight. It's uncomfortable. And with my shoulder, if I right in, you know what I mean? When I, yeah. Like,
All right. So the first thing you're going to do, you're going to have your hand on the side, and you're going to keep your hand straight.
No
and
need
you're
to be
gonna
so
take it all the way up.
tense,
okay?
Red. Don't be all muscle all the time. Just
All the way up.
right in. Okay.
There's painful. Keep going for me.
This is good.
That's
Like
okay.
I could generate force without discomfort from
Right.
here. But like to come up to right, if I have weight, right
Yeah.
here is be
Painful.
painful.
All right. Can you turn on? Is this enough space? Can you take your hand and put your thumb down for me? Good. You're going to hold it in a wide position. Don't let me push it down, okay? Okay? Yeah, I know
Yep,
exactly
that's
which
hurting.
muscle it is. So that's painful?
Because normally
you see,
would be able to push
you
down
see
my
the way
hand.
his face set up. For his face to set up like that, he was in real pain.
See the muscle, that's mine. You see your supraspinatus muscle? That's the muscle responsible for reaching up on a shelf, for picking up things. So what would have happened is either you would have held something very wide. Do you usually do wide
Like
pull
the
down?
press?
No, like pull down. So, like you hold the
Yeah,
bar wide
yeah,
and you
yeah,
pull
yeah,
down.
yeah. Mhm.
All those things affect your supraspinatus. Not only that, that muscle is a real tiny muscle under your traps. So your supraspinatus. So if you look at the border, it's here. This
The scapula.
yeah, the border of your scapula.
And sometimes I'll
That's
do
the muscle.
and that's actually like the recommended way to do lateral raises, like in a kind of a Y.
Yeah, why?
Yeah. But lateral raises for you need to be like 10 pounds. That's how you're going to rebuild it.
Check that ego,
But
dog.
Machine
10 pound
raises
lateral
are better.
raises. Yep.
I should have brought my resistance band.
I'm glad you didn't.
Have some. No, but
We
there's
will-
some exercises.
Well, what
so,
what
but
we are setting up here is a special episode where Vaughn gets physiotherapy.
And the episode where I do the training, like I'm actually preparing for that, to do the training with what's Dwayne's guy's name again?
Josh.
With Joash. Yeah, I want to do all those things, like
Yeah. Layman's vlogs.
next year, 2025, guys.
Yeah, right hand or left hand?
Right on now.
Can you see that? Can you see that this side is visibly
Yeah.
higher than the
Yeah,
next one?
yeah,
You can
yeah.
actually see it.
Yeah, I know about that as well.
Painful.
No.
Here. Here. About at this point. No pain. This muscle is
Yeah, that trap standing up, boy.
No, but this one, like, if I feel like a good for. I want to say as long as I can remember, really and truly. Like if I was to pose, I would have to adjust the trap. Just
Right,
to,
on this
I
side.
always just have to do that.
Yeah.
Any pose that involves the traps, like even if you do like a most muscular, I would always have to make that adjustment. So it could be like I've just gotten so accustomed to the pain itself, like I can't, like this is noticeable, but
Yeah.
that could just be.
And that's the thing. So I have a whole set of gym people, like I said, that come to me, right? You see how I was able to put your hand there and push it down? A lot of gym people say,
Yeah, because normally you wouldn't be able to move my
I
hand.
would not be
yeah.
able to move your hand. I would do every other assessment and it would be like, don't push me down. And I would be like, okay, you're wrong. But you see when you identify the muscle, so a lot of gym people always say,
I was really trying to stop you from moving.
sure,
my
I
hand.
know.
I saw it on your face.
I
Saw it on your
know,
face.
I know. So that's how you know.
Okay.
But heat. So if you do an intense shoulder workout, just put a heating pad over it. Okay, 20 minutes.
So if I had to buy the KT band thing, you would, and so I would come to you and you would fully check it out and then tell me how and where to,
Tape it.
yeah, or is it like one universal place you have to use? Because I see everybody have the band like just at the same spot on the shoulder.
It depends
So
on
is
what
it-
you're taping for. So what supraspinatus tape, what you do is you tape from here and you split it
Or
up
the kind
and
of
down.
like the X
Yeah,
patch
the
thing.
Y,
I've seen that. Yeah.
And then you do one by the neck and then you do one from the scapula because
Okay.
your scapula is also probably unstable, more than likely.
I always felt like my
Wow.
scapula were pretty
Yeah.
stable. Yeah. I know. Would you say I need to see a chiropractor or not because you are a physiotherapist, but would I need to see a chiropractor or a
The
physiotherapist?
first thing that you have to identify is whether or not you have scoliosis. Because scoliosis would be the number one reason why you would have one being higher than the other one. Let me check your hips. Stand straight.
This is a lot of fun.
Actually, yeah, you can kind of see it. Can you see that this side is a little higher than the
No,
next one?
no, remember.
Turn your waist
no,
to me now, please.
Yeah.
No, the other
remember,
way,
I
the other
have
way.
not been to a chiropractor since the last time I saw.
Turn around. Let me see your hips,
sorry.
bro.
This side. Higher than this side?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what it could be is underlying scoliosis. It really could be that. And that would, once the spine is curved, everything is going to be slightly off. Because
Well,
it's
now
curved to
self, we
one
have
side.
Nari on here to give you a physical as well.
Nari's the perfect person to tell you whether
No,
or
but
not.
when I went to Nari, he told me all these things like I had to adjust my hips, but actually you have to adjust your hips like every 3 or 4 months, really and truly, and I haven't.
Done it in a while.
Yes, like listen, I would criticize clients for not paying enough attention to like active recovery. Chiropractor is best used like for maintenance. Don't let it get to the point where you need a chiropractor. You should just be doing like regular maintenance. I think it's every 3 or 4 months. I haven't been in years. I only got a massage probably like 2-3 weeks ago. That kind of thing. And before that was years. So.
But you should get an X-ray done. Just so you can see whether or not it's actually scoliosis. Because the X-ray will show you if your spine is bent. It will. No, it depends on the type of scoliosis you have to, if you have scoliosis, yeah.
This episode is getting worse.
One might have scoliosis, yo.
Episode was going so good all the time.
Well, we don't know, but...
No, that was the first show and tell we've ever had on the show, so that was good.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
It's good for you guys. I might have scoliosis, you know.
Yeah, but now
We
you
don't
know.
know. We don't know.
Knowledge is power.
It is.
Knowing is half the battle.
And at least you know the muscle now.
Yeah.
So that's good. Now you just have to do exercise.
You and I are brothers in arms.
Well done. Well played.
So yeah, give us your socials or your
So right
face,
now-
whatever.
So right now I'm on Facebook. So I have, it's the Laymans Physiotherapy Clinic. I'm working on starting my Instagram page as well. But it's mainly on Facebook right now. It's a work in progress, but that's mainly where it is. And the location you said?
Well, location, phone number, anything you want to share
Yeah.
for how people can find you.
Okay, so my personal, or I should say my business phone number is 391.
Please don't give out your personal phone number if you have a
I feel
business
like that
phone
wouldn't be a
number.
good idea.
No, it
Not a
really
good
wouldn't,
idea.
which is why I got a business phone.
Yeah.
But it's 391-7828.
All right, cool.
Yeah?
And you're asking for Sangeeta.
Sangeeta.
Right.
And so the
Inside joke.
Facebook page is Laramine Physiotherapy Clinic.
Yep.
Cool.
And it's by Bamboo Junction, Laramie.
Yes, it is.
It's opening hours, closing hours.
It's usually like 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Okay, regular
Monday to-
business hours.
Yeah, regular business hours. Monday to
Appointments
Saturday.
only or
Appointments
walk-ins?
only, no
Appointments
walk-ins,
only.
yeah.
Do
Yeah.
not find the place and walk in. Call the number, check the
Please,
Facebook
please.
page.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm just going to assume that if you you're starting off your business from scratch, it wouldn't make a lot of sense to have like dedicated staff to maintain. So you
Yeah.
have hours that
Yeah.
you operate, and
Yeah.
beyond that, don't call the business phone. I guess, yeah.
Or you could call, you just wouldn't get
Yeah,
an
you just
answer.
wouldn't get
Well,
an
that's
answer. Yeah,
true.
straight to voicemail. So don't call at 6 in the morning.
WhatsApp messages on a Sunday just not going to be responded to
Yeah.
until Monday.
Have a blessed day.
Right.
So it goes.
Heavily
Yeah.
frowned upon.
Correct.
Sparkly greetings.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it. Thank you so much,
You are
Sangeeta,
most
for helping me out with my terrible
I've been
shoulder.
diagnosed his shoulder and his potential scoliosis.
Very well. I honestly, I could do without that part. Like the
Sorry.
whole history of the Laymans project, I could have done without that part, But thanks, Sangeeta.
You're welcome. Let's
One-
hope it's not that,
One thing, I keep forgetting what the other S in SITS is. Supraspinatus, infraspinatus, teres minor. What's the other S?
Subscapularis.
Subscapularis. I always forget the subscapularis.
Yeah, I get.
You
I
two
feel
went.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, your sits muscles.
My sits muscles. Yeah. Sits muscles are a concern for me because you could
Relevant,
not like
okay.
for me, but I know how easy they are to tear.
Yes, rotator
And
cuff
so
is user number one.
that-
Like yours.
No, but I mean, I know enough to like I wouldn't put myself through like that type of pain then. You know what I mean? I could work through discomfort, but if it's painful, I will immediately stop. You know what I mean? Although you should
You're
not.
not good at doing
But it is
inverted
painful.
thumb.
No,
lateral
I
raise.
actually was doing some mobility exercises because I know a lot of shoulder injuries are actually like undertrained muscles that are just
Yes, they
sore
are.
because they need to be strengthened and
Yes.
they're being overstressed.
Yes.
So I was doing like some mobility exercises with the same fire, even the little pink weights that's being in the gym, and it's like you're making a huge arc, well, a progressively larger arc with your shoulder on an inclined bench, and you're just coming from this side and then bringing your hand down behind your back and bringing it down in the front, and like there were a few exercises that
Sounds
was
like you're trying to strain your supraspinatus.
no. It has to be done with like either really light weight or absolutely no weight, just like the weight of your arms. That's what I was saying. I started off with the 5 pounds, and then I was like, all right, because
5 pounds sounds like a lot.
yeah. So I ended up using the little the pink ones, the pink ones to just to like feel something in your hand. It's not anything that would significantly work my shoulders. But yes, aside from Sangeeta's heinous diagnosis, thank you so much for joining us on the Laymans project. Please, guys, don't be like me. Get at Sangeeta. Get yourself right. And we will see you.
Don't wait till you tear your super spinators.
Yeah, that.
Definitely not.
So yeah, we will see you guys very soon on the next episode of the Laymans Project. Peace.
Deuces.